preparing to live stream the meeting. Looks like it's about to go live in just a minute. So, Ryan, you make it to your destination, all right?
So, we're good back in Brooklyn.
Nice.
Hey.
All right. So, hello, everybody. Welcome, traveler, to the New York Society of Play Staff Podcast. For those of you who don't know, why don't you guys just introduce yourselves really quick to the audience?
My name is Taylor, and I'm playing Ominari, the old elf wizard.
My name is Agatha Bagatha, and I'm playing a dwarven cleric.
My name is Wit, and I'm playing Zane Marshfellow, a rogue.
Oh, right. My name is Mariel. I'm not sure if I said that. I'm not Agatha Bagatha.
In character. Deep in character. I'm Ryan. and
She's a
I'm
method
playing-
player.
I am a method player.
My name is Ryan. I'm playing Tunguska and a half-orc barbarian bard.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm Ollie, your host and dungeon master. So, just a quick recap, or you know what? I really like it when you guys do the little bits and pieces recap. So why don't you guys just kind of give the crowd a composite idea of what we were doing last time?
It was chaos.
It
Yeah.
was chaos.
It was a lot of chaos.
I delivered a ring to my new brother-in-law that my sister wanted me to bring to him. But when I brought it to her, chaos erupted. There was an explosion, and things went kind of crazy.
And now he's your former brother-in-law.
Yes.
He did.
All right, and
yes.
you guys escaped from all of that chaos, only to find yourselves kind of in cahoots with an inspector who was just sort of snooping around that whole mystery. You guys learned that people that are part of the Lord's Alliance have been getting picked off and targeted for assassination. Furthermore, we learned that, Zane, you are kind of on that no-no list
Yes.
of people, of nobles that could be considered part of the Lord's Alliance. So I remember last we left off, you guys were headed to the headquarters of the Bregan Darth, or which are an organization of drow assassins. Yes. So let's see. I'm going to say you guys are making your way there. It is sunset. It's just about to get nice and dark. Do you guys deciphered the cipher that will allow you to find the covert location of the Bregan Darth headquarters? Obviously, the Guild of Assassins is not super keen on being found by just anybody. Are there any preparations you guys would like to make before you head over there?
Well,
Or do you still want to head over
considering
there?
that the old man and the rogue kind of look like bloody sacks of pulp, I'm gonna cast some cure wounds, I think.
That would not be
Question.
unappreciated.
Yes.
In the form of like a hearty slap on the shoulder too, just to just to
Please.
really set it in. I'm gonna.
Mind the cloak. Thank you.
Would it be better for us to approach the Assassin's Guild at night or in the daytime? Daytime, they're all sleeping, but they're all there. Nighttime, we're at a disadvantage because nighttime is their time. The times.
This is their time. This is their time down here.
No! I don't know, you guys. I think we should get some sleep, a whole night's sleep, and come at this fresh. And yeah.
All right, you guys
I would,
feeling a nighttime
I would
or
definitely
daytime rather?
be okay to take a rest, and first thing in the morning, hunt them down.
All right.
Sounds good.
Are you guys going to go back to your hotel rooms that you paid for?
Oh, certainly.
All right, great. And I'm going to say that you guys have a bit of free time tonight. Do you guys do anything on your free time, or do you just go try to get the best night's sleep that you possibly can, so you're nice and fresh for the morning?
I'm going to after getting a bit of rest, I think I'm going to spend the rest of my night kind of just meditating and preparing, because it's been a while since I've really, and in fact, never really have I met other rogues or thieves or assassins of the caliber that we're going to meet. So I'm a little intimidated, but I'm getting ready.
All right.
Ominari is absolutely, completely passed out.
Oh, totally understandable. You had
I
a
carry
big
Omanari
day.
to
Get a
bed.
rough day. Yeah. My eyes wide open as I'm just passed out.
Pat him on the head, let him sleep all night.
I commune with Morden just in the whole of, oh, Morden, you would not believe the day that I had, going into full detail for like 30 minutes talking his ear off.
About 3 minutes in, I said, "Hey, Agatha, my mom used to tell me less is more. I don't know what that means really, but whenever
Oh, I never heard of that one.
that's a good
But
one.
anyway, Morden, someone's telling me that less is more, which I'm not really sure that I believe too much about. And then
Tunguska, you receive a blessing of Moradin. Give yourself one inspiration.
Give yourself an inspiration, Holly.
All right.
Hey,
So,
pass that inspiration along to anybody but Agatha Vagatha.
all right.
Oh, wow.
You guys are kind of buddies. Do you hang out? I mean, orcs, dwarves, you guys are all pretty predisposed towards the wee hours of the night.
I guess I'll get an ale or several.
I'll match her.
Yeah. Oh, I'd like to see you try, Tunguska.
Very nice. I'd like for both of you guys to roll Constitution saves with advantage because, you know, orcs and dwarves.
All right. $23.
22.
All right, you guys wake up in the morning. You guys are bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. You feel great. And as you guys all sort of reconvene in the morning, what's the tone around the table? Where's everyone's head at?
I must admit to all of you, I don't have much of an appetite. I'm a little bit nervous, and I hate admitting
More
that.
for me then. Take your plate.
Please.
We need to put some skin on those bones. Eat up. I'll flavor it for whatever you like.
Oh, just water from me. Thank you, Omanari.
Do you make his egg and sausage taste like water?
Yes,
That
I
would be
do.
really gross.
Prestidigitate that. Here you are.
All right. Well, I guess that works. And then I
Hey.
drink my food.
I'd like to try. Can I quickly see if there is like any like half plate armor I could buy? I'm not sure if that's a good idea for me or not though.
Half plate armor, huh?
It'll slow me down now. I don't know.
It would, and it would be a little loud at times.
Like
Like you, yes. It would, if anything, it would be super in character.
I'm not gonna do this quite yet. I want to think on this still. I think.
Yeah, it's a big purchase.
Yeah.
All right,
Thanks, Nate.
so Marielle, the cipher that you have, I guess
Yes, the
it seems
postcard.
much more obvious now that you've solved it. As a matter of fact, you don't know how you could have not seen the address hidden somewhere in the cipher before. It was really just the first letter of each line of the cipher.
Oh.
Not very
that's-
sophisticated stuff.
it's almost. I was gonna say it's almost as if this guild wants to be found, but I don't want to bestow that bad luck upon us, right?
Well, don't
Best
jinx
if you
it.
don't.
I
So-
don't want to put that in the
That
anyone's
is
head.
an interesting observation, Agatha.
It seems too easy. Does that make sense?
We should be on guard.
That's what I was gonna say.
Either way, the Bregan Darth you found are hiding out somewhere in the Winged Wyvern, one of the most famous taverns in all of Neverwinter. It's usually quite a crowded place. Do you guys head on over, or I guess you're heading on over because Tunguska's not grabbing his armor, he's not making his purchase?
Yeah.
All right, so
Bernie, let's head over.
as you guys near the Winged Wyvern, you see that there is a line all the way down the block, and there are a bunch of very eager-looking, humans, elves, dwarves, halflings, lots of halflings, who all appear to be eagerly waiting in line for whatever lies inside. A delicious smell wafts out of the tavern. Smells like bacon.
Oh,
It's bacon.
I love me some bacon.
Bacon.
So, do you guys get in the back of the line, which is quite long? There are probably about 50 people in this line, and there are two half-orc bouncers. Well, no, they're full orcs. But they are the bouncers, and they are hanging out in front of the door, letting people in as other people leave with a very satisfied aura about them.
Well, this line is quite long. Do you think we should try to talk our way in, or do you think we should just wait?
Oh, I'm not much of a talker.
What do you
Well-
think, Tunguska? Think you could get us in there?
Those are full orcs. They don't like half orcs. I'm saying we try to use the sneaky dude here, little guy, back door.
Ah,
Hmm.
yeah. Is there like a way to go around the building?
Would you guys like to case the building?
Yes.
Can I ask someone in line what everybody's in, what's going on, what they're here
All right,
for?
great. Yeah. Pick one of the aforementioned races: human, dwarf, halfling,
I'm gonna find a halfling.
elf. You can't back cut me. You're gonna have to get all the way in the back of the line. I've been
Oh
waiting
no,
here
I'm
for
not
about
going
an
to.
hour and a half.
I was just passing and I was wondering what the heck's going on.
Oh, well, the Winged Wyvern makes the very best brunch in all of Neverwinter. I don't know how they do it, but their bacon is just exquisite. I mean, every morning, this place is packed. I mean, most of the time, I don't even bother, but, I have a day off of work, so here I am.
Well, good for you, friend. Good for you. You baking up.
He says, "Oh, I will."
Yeah, I just go back and to report that to them. Oh, you guys aren't gonna believe this. It's brunch time.
An added bonus for our investigation.
Great. So, you, as you guys are sort of huddled around, you hear a voice like, "Hey, get back here! We have a dasher!" And you see one of the guards running down the street after somebody, and the other one is sort of like trying to like keep the line in check because everybody's kind of trying to like rubberneck and see what's going on and who was dying and dashing. Yeah.
I run up to help the other orc, trying to shield my party so they can sneak in behind me.
Very nice. All right, cool. So I'm going to want you to make an athletics check and a deception check. You get advantage on the athletics check.
All right.
Nice.
6 is a +7.
Mm-hmm.
See,
That's what I'm talking about.
26.
Ooh.
Oh.
Perfect.
Deception is not so much, +1, but hey, I'm good at everything. 15.
All right. So you very convincingly run up. You follow the other orc. What do you tell him to like reassure him that you're on his side?
Well, we can't let him get this bacon. Bacon is a treasure. Gosh, I gotta protect the bacon.
I agree. Bacon is a treasure. Let's go get that guy and beat him to a pulp.
Yes, pulpy bacon. Ah!
All right. Now, with your love for bacon, you have roused the other orc that was at the door into almost like a very close to his heart fury. He starts to break into a rage and also start chasing after the goblin. Now, both of these orcs are very consumed by chasing this goblin. Are you going to go with them, or are you going to follow your friends in?
I'm gonna slowly get winded, or pretty quickly actually get winded, or fall behind.
Okay.
Gosh, you guys are really fast. I can really keep up. Gosh, I'm so impressed by your full orcness. I only have half of it.
Agatha, what about you? What you had
Is
your hand
this
up there.
goblin who we think it is?
It might be.
Can I roll a perception check?
Sure thing.
All right. +3. No. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, he's small and green and acting obscene. Well, what are you gonna do? All right.
Sounds like a goblin.
Yep. So, do you guys just kind of head in?
Yeah.
Try to sneak in.
Guys, let's let everyone in, and in the chaos we can get it. We can go down. We can sneak around and look around if there's chaos in there.
I like your plan, Tunguska.
Yes, plans.
All right. Is that the plan? Is that what you guys do?
Yeah.
Create chaos.
I turn and go,
Okay.
it's bacon! And I open the doors.
Oh man! And then they're all going bacon, 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 and they're all like filing into this brunchery. They're all filing into the Winged Wyvern, and as you enter, you see the most frazzled-looking maitre d' you've ever seen in your life. He is just having the worst day. He's like trying to do damage control left and right. People are trying to like cram themselves into the empty seats, and he's just like, "You animals! This is madness! Madness!" Now, it's really hard to sort of gauge the exact properties of the room that you're in because everyone's sort of jostling and shoving and, you know, trying to get their brunch. What do you guys do?
Could I take a perception check in the room and see if I can kind of like see through people and see if there are any doors in the back or something anywhere?
Absolutely.
Cool.
Is this a bottomless mimosa kind of brunch, or is it more of a food kind of brunch?
Yes.
21 on perception.
Okay, great. So you see that the maitre d' has run into the kitchen in the back, and there is somebody at the bartender, if you will, and he kind of like looks around furtively, and then you see him sink beneath the bar, and he does not come back up. There's also a closet for the coat check, and there are all of 12 tables in this tab, each of which seats 5.
All right, I'll whisper to the rest of the group, and I'll say, I think we should look behind the bar. It's a little suspicious to me.
I will cast disguise self on myself to look like a human bartender. And I will start serving drinks.
All right, yeah. Roll a performance check.
Absolutely.
Has your character ever done this before?
I don't know if you have ever professionally bartended, but I'm going to use a portent, and I roll a 19 plus 1.
Okay, great. So you just sort of, you disguise yourself and you very naturally saunter over and you start taking orders from all of the people who have not been able to find a seat. What about the rest of you? Do you guys follow suit? You all still look very much like yourselves.
Oh, I guess I'm gonna pretend to order a drink at the bar.
Me too.
A mimosa.
And I whisper to Zane, "Cloak closet, check it out."
Oh, I give you an actual mimosa, though, with a wink.
Yeah, I give a nod to Gusta and then head over to the closet as sneakily as I can.
Yeah, I'm hanging out at the bar trying to just, you know, if anything is odd, especially if somebody's coming towards Aminari at the bar, then I want to be able to see it first.
I'll have a
Okay.
double.
Great. So Zane,
double.
you head into the coat check closet, and you see that there are many some fancy looking jackets, but also just a rash of pitch black cloaks, all hung up in the back of this closet.
I'll kind of like look both ways to make sure I'm not being followed or watched, and then kind of feel around on the wall back there, like looking for buttons or levers or switches.
Okay, great. So as you do, you find a door.
Okay. I close whatever door that is and stealthily exit the closet and make my way to the bar.
Okay, so Ominari, you've been a little bit overrun. People really want their mimosas.
And I'm not charging anyone anything. It's great.
Oh
Wear it
boy.
out, hand it out, and say it's on the house. On the house.
Roll a dexterity check to see if you can keep up with the demand here.
Nice.
4.
Oh, you're like
Oh.
dropping glasses.
On the house.
Yeah.
Literally.
Guska
On the
reaches
house.
behind the bar and just grabs a couple bottles and starts handing the bottles of straight whatever out to everybody.
You hear a roar of approval as
Oh, I'm glad we're not
oh,
making a scene.
I want this place to get crazy. Chaos is my playground. Office?
he's laughing exactly like that in the middle of this chaos. He's like Nero in Rome. Ominari, you have
Yes.
noticed by your foot a a very out of place looking velveteen rug. It's like a purple rug with gold lining. And
now
it's
it
like really
has
the only piece
mimosa
of
all over
adornment
it.
on the yeah, it's a much darker shade of purple now.
Yes.
So let's see.
Huh.
And then there's also a door that goes into the back kitchen. You hear some people in the back, and they're like wondering what's going on, the chefs. And the head chef is just like, "You're crazy. Don't go out there. You'll be killed by crazy customer."
Oh, don't worry, we got this. Just keep the bacon coming.
Okay, great. Let me actually
Is it really bacon or is it mystery meat? I need to know.
He says, "Who is this guy? It does not sound like bartender, I swear. If another wizard has gone behind bar pretending to be bartender, I'm going to lose it." And you hear heavy footfalls coming towards the front of the house.
That
What
must
do
be a
you,
frequent occurrence.
I mean, when brunching for wizards.
Mm-hmm.
I pick up Owenari and pull him to the customer side of the bar. Get rid of the illusion now.
I'll drop it.
All right. You see another orc, and this one is like blind in one eye, super hairy arms, even a bit tall, even like much larger than you, Tunguska. And he's just like, "Where is everybody? Where are those two no good nephews when I need them?
I'm
This is
trying
what
to
I
help
pay
them.
them for."
They ran down the street after some guy. They went nuts.
And then he sighs like, "Oh, somebody needs to get them back." And he's just like, and he says, "For now, I watch bar out here." And he yells, "Everybody calm the heck down already." And he makes an intimidation check. Great. So everyone kind of quiets down, and then you hear a voice, "Quiet, you. You don't scare me. What, you think because you're big you can order me around like that?" You see like the halfling from before, and he has one of the bottles of root beer that Ryan was passing around, and he just like smashes it against one of the tables where somebody is like eating. He's like, "Come here, you. I'm tired of you always burning my bacon. It's on." And this orc, the cook, is just perplexed. He has like his apron and his knife and his frying pan. He's like, "Seriously, little man, you want to do this right now?"
I whisper to Zane. I say, "Start a bar fight now. Chaos.
That's just what I was thinking.
Chaos."
All right. Yeah. When he says that to me, I look at him with eyes of fear. I've never started a bar fight, but I give him a nod, and then I get up and I turn around and I see the nearest person to me, and I'm just gonna give him a punch.
All right, you give him a punch, and you see just like a very big guy pick up a very little guy, and he just goes, "Hey, riot!" And yeah, they all start going nuts.
I turn back to Tunguska and give him a thumbs up.
I'm like, "You're the best." Yeah.
As you turn back to Tunguska and give him a thumbs up, you get punched in the jaw by the guy you just punched.
Ugh.
I miss Gauntlgrim.
Ugh.
It's, you take 3 damages.
Ouch.
All right, so yeah, the bar is really and truly unattended now as the winged wyvern has devolved into utter chaos.
Down.
Looks
gonna
like you're
whisper-
cute.
I'm gonna whisper to like get in a little huddle, and I'm gonna say, "There's in the closet over there. I think we should try to go one by one. There's a door in the back." And then I like nod and walk off towards the closet.
I follow him directly. I have no idea subtlety. Let's just go.
Okay.
All right, fine.
Hey.
So you guys are gonna have to wade your way through this entire melee. Here.
I do an Andre the Giant. I go, "Move!"
All right, roll an intimidation check.
I think it is a +4.
Mm-hmm.
22.
Nice.
All right, yes, you easily clear a swath, and you guys start going towards the coat closet. Now,
Not the most subtle approach, but it'll work.
not the most subtle goings on here right now. So, who's leading the way here? Zane, is it you?
Yeah, I'll lead the way.
Okay, great. So
I'll take the rear.
you open the door, and yeah, you see that whole swath of black cloaks in the back of the closet.
Could I really quickly, before we go through the door in the closet, just give the pockets of those cloaks like a once-over?
It would take a minute. There are a lot of cloaks.
Let's just
Are they? All right, yeah. Then I'll say I'll do it on the way back,
All right.
and I'll push through.
So you push through, and you see what looks like almost like an elevator shaft. Obviously, you don't know what an elevator shaft is, but it's just a dark shaft leading down with only like a rope leading down into the darkness. There's no light at the bottom. You can't see what's at the bottom or how far down this goes.
Oh boy.
I think I have a solution. I'm feeling a lot of inspiration today. I think I'm going to catch Featherfall.
Hmm.
And I don't know how much I can carry with that. Is it probably my carrying weight? I don't. How many people can I carry?
You can choose up to 5 falling creatures, I think.
Ah, look at that. Yeah, what he said.
We're gonna ready. Let's go.
Geronimo, as the youngins say.
I guess
All
so.
right.
Geronimo!
Woo.
Very nice. So you guys fall down into the darkness. Who here has dark vision and who does not? I think Tunguska and Agatha do. Zane as well?
I think the elves do as well.
Mhm.
Okay,
We all
everyone
have dark
does.
vision?
Wowee. Okay.
Nice.
That's one obstacle I can't use for you
Ooh.
guys. All right, so as you guys descend into the darkness, you find that you are in a basement with a cobblestone floor, and you see that where you are landing, there is a circle of some kind.
5?
It's on the floor.
Can I make an Arcana check?
You absolutely can.
Okay.
So we haven't landed yet. We just see
You
it.
have not. You
where
are
it's- where we're going to
drifting.
land.
You are drifting slowly to the ground.
Gotcha.
You find yourselves in a storeroom full of barrels and, I guess salt dried sides of meat and just other supplies that a solid brunch may need. On the other end of the room is a rickety looking wooden door with 2 knobs.
I didn't get anything. I don't know what the 13 probably.
Okay. So, it looks like as you guys are falling that you will land right in the circle. Tunguska, you really aren't able to control your trajectory here. What do you guys do?
Rope that I'm holding on to
Oh, you're holding onto the rope. Great.
to slow my descent and
Okay.
give them a chance to hop off. I guess you can use me as leverage. To
I
spread
should
out.
cast identify.
All right.
Yeah.
So, Ryan, you hang onto the rope to slow your descent. And everyone else, do you guys who are not Featherfall, do you guys jump off of Tunguska?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to need everyone to make an athletics check there.
Oh boy.
Except for Tunguska.
Yeah.
4.
5.
20.
All right. Ominari, before he jumps off of Tunguska, reaches down and once again pumps up his Jordans and leaps off of the half-orc with a spryness thought unimaginable for someone of his advanced age. The two of you, though, Agatha and Zane, you guys sort of slip off of Tunguska's big meaty shins, which are perpetually sweaty, and you guys land smack on the floor, right in the middle of the circle. The runes that the circle is made up of flare up with purple light.
They sure do.
They absolutely do. Tunguska, you're still about 10 feet above all of this, but Zane and Agatha are definitely in this magic circle. You don't know what it does. What would you like to do?
Now I'm gonna cast identify.
Better late
Ominari,
than never.
you got any ideas here?
I'll leave this in the hands of Agatha.
I'm just gonna
Ominari,
hold the
you-
rope until we know.
Ominari, you hear footsteps. You hear footsteps approaching the door rapidly.
Invisibility time.
Can I
Very
try to
nice.
leave the circle?
You can.
Do I leave it?
Let's see. You do not.
I love that answer. Let's see.
You actually take the 3d6 of force damage.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Purple sparks erupt from the floor where you try to pass over the perimeter of the circle, searing you. Not terrible, but not pleasant. Great. And you hear on the other side people speaking in a language that should be foreign to you. Do any of you guys know like Undercommon?
I do know Undercommon.
Oh, yes, you do. So you hear them like, wasn't Rel out last night? And then the other one's like, yeah, he never came back. And then the first one's like, man, if it's him, Jarlaxle's never gonna let him hear the end of it. And they're like, well, let's break the news to him. And they bust the door down. Ominari, you
I
are
push off and run, like just try to bounce off the rope and just attack them. Do a hand axes flying, just surprise them.
oh, your hand axes are flying out of your hand?
Throw it. I'm gonna
Okay.
launch myself and throw. It's gonna be crazy and impossible.
All right. Make 2 attacks. Not even gonna make your roll disadvantage there because that's very cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Really cool.
26 and 9.
Great. One of them, you chunk him right in the arm. I'm going to have you roll damage for that.
All right. Damage. The hand axe is a 1d6 plus 4. Okay. 5 damage.
All right. So one of them, you surprise him. You make him drop his rapier. And the other one easily deflects. Neither of them look like down and out. They both look like they are ready to scrap. Zane and Agatha, what do you guys do? Tunguska has sort of launched himself towards these two and is now unarmed.
Well, first, I'm gonna cure wounds the boy.
Oh.
Don't do it. Don't do anything like that again before we know what's going on.
Thank you.
You heal 11.
Oh, perfect.
Very nice. All right. So the 2 people that are that you attacked are drow assassins, the 2 of them. One of them is armed only with his dirk, and the other is armed with dirk and rapier. And they both try to sort of box you in, keep you from getting back your hand axes, and make a couple of attacks on you.
Agatha, do you
that's-
think you can figure out how to get out of this circle?
Give me a moment and maybe I could, but
Both hits. 14 for my AC.
Okay. So that all hits.
I don't think I have
So
nothing.
that's 2d6 plus d8 plus, I believe that is 9. 21 damage. Yeah.
Did my spell tell me anything about just the nature of even the school or
Evocation magic.
evocation? Okay.
Yes. Ominari, are you actually invisible or do you step away for a hot second? Ah, all right. It is your turn. You see that see
Yes.
these 2 drow assassins. They're attacking Tunguska.
All right. In that case, I am going to try to grapple the one that has a rapier.
Okay. Yeah. You're gonna make a strength check for that.
All right. Do I get any advantage for my invisibility?
I'm going to say sure. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Great. 12.
Great. You just hop on one of their backs and
I think I'm no longer invisible now, too.
he says in Undercommon, "What the heck? My back feels really heavy." Oh, it's an old guy. And and he prepares to judo the heck out of you.
Oh
But
yes.
before you can be properly judoed, you hear a voice, "Unhand that geezer, Tyron. He's an old friend." Mm.
Oh no.
Oh, yes. That voice is very, very familiar to you, as well as the smell of that cologne. You always thought it was a very obnoxious scent. Yeah, just a throwback to your days as a ne'er-do-well. There were 3 people that were at the head of your little triumvirate of nefariousness.
Yep.
You were, the sort of magical mischief maker and the sort of like the Han Solo almost.
Yep, the smuggling guy.
You were the smuggler. And then there was a politically insidious fellow who was a human, so was probably long dead.
Mm.
And your friend, Jarlaxle, who was a
Mm.
drow assassin.
He was the murder guy.
Oh yeah, he was the long arm of your little syndicate there. It was like the hand of vengeance. Matter of fact, that's what they used to call him.
Yes, the
I mean,
hand.
armor wasn't a hand. Gosh, it's hell.
He's both. He's the elbow, but
Not the shoulder.
not the shoulder.
Nope.
That's
Yeah.
going. That's
That was
going
a
too
completely
far.
different guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Armpit adjusted.
So he sort of saunters up into the room, and he says, "Well, if it isn't the Omen, I thought that you'd whittled the rest of your days away somewhere down south after we were broken up."
Yeah, somewhere down south got a little bit boring after a couple hundred years.
I can only imagine. Well, as you can see, if you hadn't turned tail and run like a scared little kitten, you would be in quite a good position. Let's see. Dyron, Drell, unhand this old man and his companion. He is your companion, right? Not a completely unrelated intruder?
Yes, they're with me.
Ah,
Sorry about the
and,
arm.
and young Lord Marshfellow is here as well. Hello.
Who are you?
I am a friend of your uncle's.
And friend is a bit of a stretch, but I'm willing to meet you halfway under the
Friend.
circumstances. Yes, friends.
And he slaps you on the back. And he says, "Now, come to my chamber. I've actually been expecting at least the 2 of you. The dwarf and the orc were a bit of a surprise, but then again, you always were full of surprises.
Yes.
Drell, fetch our best wine, if you will. Our best." And they're like, "Yes, I will fetch the O'Doul's non-alcoholic wine immediately." And they head off to head off to go fetch it. They don't keep it with the food. So you guys are led to what can only be described as like an opulent den. There is a panther skin rug on the floor, and there are a couple of very fine tables made of like mahogany. With seats for at least 20 companions. And at the very head of this room is a very pretty throne made of teak. And Jarlaxle, his tastes have gotten much more expensive. He used to be a very Spartan
Yes.
fellow.
Absolutely. This is very different.
Oh, yes, a ring on each finger and only a single dagger on his belt. Things surely have changed. So
Interesting.
he doesn't even look at any of you. He seems to not even appear remotely threatened or on his guard. And his back is fully exposed to you guys as he saunters over to his throne. Do you guys take any action against him now? Or are you trying to see what this guy's about?
Old man, how are you holding up?
I've been better. Just be
Oh.
careful. He is not only a skilled assassin, he's skilled at deception as well.
You say the word, I'll bring the truth out of him.
Thank you.
Behind you guys, the door slams shut and you hear a click.
Oh,
You've done well for yourself, Jarlaxle. Little different lodgings than I remember.
200 years of disgusting amounts of wealth can truly change an elf, wouldn't you say?
Hmm. Yes, that's true. I've lost most of mine, or given it away.
He says, "Well, I wish that we could have the full reunion, but alas, poor Taurus succumbed to the to the limitations of his species. He says as he makes like a very maudlin and very disingenuous gesture, just like his hand to his heart and his head just sort of, his gaze inclined to the floor.
I
says-
hate how upset I am about that, actually. Even though we were at odds quite a bit and he kind of led to my downfall, he was a fine fellow.
A fine fellow, you say? Well, one day I suppose I'll tell you a little bit more about our friend. He kept quite a lot from you, you know. You were always the most trusting of the three of us.
Yes. Something I regretted for a long time.
He says, yes, it's not easy being the Fredo. Anyway, I'm here to, I would like to discuss some business with you, my friend. And it involves your nephew. The nephew, is it?
We'll go with that. Sure. The technicality is not important.
He says, well, since we go way back, I'd like to inform you that someone is looking to have that young one murdered.
Yes, the Lord's Alliance is dropping like flies, and we've learned that you might have a hand in this.
Oh, yes, and you all actually swiped the assassination of Lord Elthunder from beneath the nose of my guild.
Oh, thunder! Sorry.
He says, "Oh no,
Don't name him.
we make that joke all the time around here.
Right?
It's very fun to say. Yes. Well, either
Rest in
way,
peace.
I can't say I'll be missing him. He was a bit of a tax tyrant, if you will. But someone paid to have him slain. You all helped me with that. And now they've put out the word that you are the next to go. However,
Who is they?
well, you know how this works. I can't reveal the client
You can't blame a guy for trying.
unless, you know, I was hoping you'd show up because I was very much hoping to strike a deal with you, Omen.
What would that be?
Well, there is a certain inspector around town that has been very troublesome for us. He's been coming closer and closer to divulging the secret location and discovering the secret location of our hideout
You know what
with every passing day.
Not very hard to find if you can understand Undercommon.
And he says, yes, well, most who understand Undercommon are, in fact, quite sympathetic to our cause and our aims.
Not I.
He says, well, you haven't even read the brochure.
I
He
don't
says-
need to.
And he says, be that as it may, I'm sure that you would very much appreciate my vision if you were to only take some time to hear it out. Either way, this inspector is quite troublesome to myself and my cohorts. If you were to dispose of him for me, I'd be more than willing to say, flub this job that I have of assassinating your nephew. If you do a very good job and make it, if you do a very good job, I might even divulge the secret of who hired me to do this job.
How do we know we can trust you?
You can't.
Of course we can't.
Yeah, I'm going to take a step forward and pull my dagger out and point it at him. And I'm going to say, we will not strike a deal with you. You will tell us right now who is hunting me and why this is happening. And my dagger's kind of
A
shaking.
crossbow bolt flies out of the darkness and hits your dagger straight out of your hand. And he just kind of like gives you like this very smug look. And he says, I wouldn't do that if I were you. My men are in all of the bushes surrounding you, he says very wryly with a wink. There are no bushes. There are just, cupboards and, wall hangings and stuff. A drow assassin sort of emerges from behind a rather lumpy looking tapestry, gives you a little wink, and goes back behind. And he says, so, do we have a deal or am I going to have to finish this unsavory task where you stand.
What do I get out of this?
And he says, well, we have gold and riches, and you have no stake in their family politics, and
Ah,
I'm sure that you
you can't
don't.
pay me with steak.
partic-
I don't
I'm
want
sure.
steak. I want money.
Well, both can be arranged. I'm sure you don't care very particularly whether or not this whelp lives or dies.
You kind of grown on me a little bit, but not really.
Well, a mercenary is a mercenary at the end of the day. So, Omen, I know that you have gained the trust of this inspector, and I know it will be quite
Yes.
easy for you to get close to him, which is why I figured that you would be the perfect wizard for the job. What say you?
It looks like I don't have a choice. Like usual.
You do. It's just a terrible one.
You haven't changed a bit, Jarlaxle.
Says, "Oh, really? Just before you were talking about how much I'd changed." He says, sort of like contemplating one of the extra large gems on one of his rings.
Maybe your tastes, but your soul is the same as it ever was.
And he says, "I'm hoping it's the same for you, friend." And
if it means that Zane will be safe, then I will deliver this inspector to you.
great, off you pop then. And also, take the trapdoor behind the bar like everybody else on your way out.
Very well.
As we're walking out, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to point at him and I say, "One day I will have your head." And then I walk up.
I'll follow
Yep.
behind him. I'll just
Okay.
give him a knowing glance.
A crossbow bolt just barely misses your finger, but you feel the air sort of the crossbow bolt whooshing past and burying itself in the wall opposite of the tapestry drow.
I steady my breath and don't let myself get intimidated. And then I just turn around, maintaining eye contact, and walk out.
Great.
You'll have I swear, I will have your arm and the hand.
But not the shoulder.
No, not the arm for sure. That's gross. I don't want anything to do with it. Ugh.
You think shoulders are gross. Lovely. So, you guys ascend back into the lobby of the Winged Wyvern, and you see that there's just broken glass all over the floor, and the people who remain, many of whom have been like punched, hit with weapons, are just trying to keep their heads down to their plates and just eat their eggs. They're just all feeling very awkward about this. The orc bouncers have returned, and they have ejected everybody who was not supposed to be there. And everybody else just looks very embarrassed and ashamed. And you guys sort of ascend from the trapdoor, and the human bartender who went down to the basement before is just looking at all of you like, just like shaking his head in disapproval. It's like starting a bar fight, really? You're lucky you're friends of the
Brunch.
boss.
So you're lucky as well.
Says, "I know, thanks." And he gestures you guys to the other side of the bar, or to the customer side of it. All right. So do you guys stay for a very awkward and silent brunch, or do you guys head out?
Absolutely.
Not.
You're just like, absolutely, and Agatha just Dragathas you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I grab some bacon off somebody's plate, just shove it in my mouth.
He just goes, "Ah."
Iron you out.
I'll
All
set
right.
Can I
10
eat
gold
it? I'm kind of strong.
behind him and just mouth sorry.
Great. So you guys are back on the street. Are you guys actually going to go to the inspector, or are you guys going to?
No, we're
Do
not
something
gonna
else.
No,
go.
there's no way we're going to turn in that
No.
inspector to him.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Oh,
I'm not a murderer. I don't care what you are doing. I don't care what your past is. You're not dragging me in this.
It's pronounced
my
martyr.
goodness. Wow,
So
that was intense.
We had to say what we had to say to get out of there. It bought us a little time, but they will be coming for you.
A lie a lie brings a debt to the truth, friend. They're gonna find out either way. Either side's gonna find out either way. But I'm not a murderer.
Maybe it is best if we find the inspector.
And
He's a
let
sharp
him know.
man, and he'll understand what we went through. He might have some insight on how to handle us.
We can hate him.
He might be upset that we investigated, but he'll get over it.
I trust you. Let's do it.
all right, so you guys are going to head over to the stockades at the foot of Castle Neverwinter.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So as you guys head back there, the same two guards are standing guard in front of the entrance to the stockades. This is sort of like the one-way in and out for prisoners, so it's quite heavily guarded. And this is also where the inspector's office is.
Hello. We're here to speak with the inspector. It's pressing and official matters.
Inspector's conferring with Lord Neverember right now, Squire. I'm afraid you'll have to wait.
How long did he mention how long he would be away?
He never does mention these things. He just sort of comes and goes as he pleases. Very mysterious man, that inspector.
Yes, well,
And the other one's like, I have his poster in my barracks.
well, thank you for the information. Is he in Lord Neverember's palace right now, or?
The other one's like, he is, but you won't have much luck getting in there without some sort of invitation.
Well, thank you for your time.
Ever since the riots a couple of years past, the castle's been under especially high security.
I
And
see.
then the other one's like, yes, they get the guards that are more competent than us to guard the castle. They do. And you,
Dare to believe in yourself.
no.
I will dare to believe in you then.
Well, believing in yourself gets one to about gets one usually killed. You know, my lack of ambition is what makes me such a good god. I'd like to believe.
I can't tell if that's high wisdom or very low intelligence.
Yes.
The greatest love of all is happening to me. Learning to love yourself is the greatest love of all. Did I change his mind?
You make a single tear roll down his cheek.
Your mom would want you to love yourself and be the
Don't you have a passion? Don't you have a passion? Didn't you want to do something when you grew up?
He looks around and he's like, he's like, me? A passion?
Yeah, you.
Well, I always had a dream that I would one day be an apple picker.
Oh,
Oh, we know a place where you can do that.
Well, there are many places where you can do that, but
Oh, but we know a farmer who's in dire need of an apple picking. Then, where were we? Where were we?
where were you guys?
Fandolin.
Fandolin.
There you go.
Fandolin.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Go to a
Fandolin.
halfling's home. Tell her we sent you.
That place is a bit of the pits, isn't it? I'd
Yeah,
much
but it's
rather be out
beautiful.
here. It's quite nice, and I'll get to live in my mum's basement.
That sounds like a very good setup.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a
I'd
sweet
rather
deal.
live doing your dream, picking apples in the countryside.
Roll a persuasion check. Paint this guy a picture.
Oh man. Oh, just think of it. Waking up to the crowing of a rooster. I got a -2 to charisma, so let's see how it goes. 10.
Great. And he says, well, if you stop telling me about how great it is, I promise I'll go check it out someday. Just getting a bit of a headache is all.
All
I'm
we're
sorry.
asking you to do is try.
I've been told.
Great. So, you guys hear, so they both snap to attention, and you hear sort of like hard-soled shoes clicking against the cobbled floors, the cobbled streets of Neverwinter. And you hear the inspector's steely tone. He seems to be in a foul mood. And he's just like, "Gentlemen, attentive as usual, I see. And weren't the four of you supposed to be leaving town before you could cause any trouble or get yourselves in any danger?"
Yeah, about that.
Seems that trouble's been following us lately. It's best if we, do you have an office nearby?
Well, yes, it's inside, but it's a very special place to me. I don't just let anyone go in there.
Any place that we could talk in private then, if not the office?
And he shrugs and he's just like, "Let us walk the promenade. Quite a good view of the city from up there." And he sort of leads you guys away from the stockade entrance. And Castle Neverember rests high above the rest of the city on like an elevated terrace. And there's actually quite a lot of space to walk and get a good view of the city from up there. So he leads you guys up like a very large set of stairs, and he looks out upon the city like some strange mixture of Jim Gordon and Batman, the Frank Miller one, not the fun one.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "So, what's so important that you had to defy my recommendations and put yourselves in such grave danger?"
Inspector, I'm a cleric of the faith, and I'm a cleric of just and good. Would you mind if I cast a spell on you for a while we speak?
I would very much mind.
This won't alter your brain at all, or some kind of illusionary magic. It's for your benefit, trust me.
This jacket is very expensive, and you appear to not have washed your hands.
Oh, I don't wash my hands. It actually helps me grab things a little better. It's kind of like a little bit of traction, you know what I mean?
Yes, well, I would like for my cloak to have none of this traction. Now, out with it. One of you, one of you with a better way with words. Out with it, please. Tell me why it's so important for you to be here with me
That's not
right now.
I know you won't believe me when I say it, but I care about someone other than myself these days, and I couldn't just walk away from this with a potential threat on Zane. We investigated, despite your recommendation not to, and found ourselves essentially speaking with the Bregan Darth.
At brunch.
At brunch, essentially, yes.
Megan!
His eyebrows raised, and he's just like, yes, the Bregan Darth. We know that they are hiding out in the Winged Wyvern. However, we've been unable to find where they are hiding out. It's quite a large building.
Guy named Jarlaxle, talks a lot, fancy rings. We found it. What's up? You got nothing! Nothing!
So,
Oh no, Tunguska,
Yeah.
no need to rub it in.
No, man.
oh man, Tunguska, as you say that, two longbow shafts come flying out of somewhere in the city below. One of them strikes you in the solar plexus, and one of them actually hits you right in the neck.
Oh,
I have resistance to piercing damage, I believe. So
Okay.
I forgot to mention for the previous damage as well, I think. But
That halves it?
Yep.
Okay. So that is 28.
is that a
So
feature?
that would be, that's still like 19 damage for you.
Not sure whether
Great.
to cast Shield of Faith on the
And
inspector.
the inspector is just like, "They're here. You fool everybody down. This is why I didn't want to."
we tried to do it in your office. We were like, let's go take a walk. I'm going to be done. And we're going to talk about this like often.
Tunguska, get down.
I'm like, you got to stand on my neck. I'm like, God, get this out of my neck. You know what? Enough of this nonsense. I tried to find out where the longbows came from.
You'll have to make a perception check with disadvantage.
I'm casting Shield of Faith on the inspector.
Not
Happy now?
on the inspector. I see.
They want to kill him.
A 2.
Not that I don't believe in you guys. I just really don't like the Bregan Dart.
All right, as you peek up again, another arrow comes out and just like pings you on the dome.
Dong.
That's another 12.
After the resistance?
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. D8 plus 5. Oh, okay. That's only like 4.
I get down. Get down.
Okay,
Get down.
Hunker down.
In my head.
great. Now is everybody sort of hunkered down, hiding behind the wall that sort of separates the promenade?
Yep.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay, great. Ominari, you hear a familiar pop right behind you. It's the pop of a teleportation spell.
How right behind me? Like
Like
On the promenade now?
within 5 feet.
oh my.
I want everyone to make a dexterity saving throw to see
Oh,
if they
that's
can
not-
make a reaction before this guy attacks.
And
That's not-
I kind of made a mistake. I was not raging, therefore I did not have the resistance. So I'm down to 15 hit points.
Oh,
Oh, 17 for me.
25.
all right. Zane, you are the only one quick enough to turn around and
I
come
rolled a
face.
crit. I critted.
Oh, okay,
Oh.
cool. The two of you are quick enough to turn around, and you see a very intricately armored drow in like a black velvet hood. His weapons are glistening with poison of an unknown nature. You each have time to make like one bonus action or a reaction to in response to this.
Okay. Well, Tunguska, you crit, so you can go first if you have something you want to do.
I think I'm gonna have to do a rage.
Okay.
I'm going to use my bonus action to hide.
Mm.
If are there places around to hide? Like what's the
There
the
are
landscape
some,
like?
yeah. So it's like all gray granite brick.
Right.
There are some trees every now and then lining the edge of the promenade, and then there's just like that sheer, artificially made cliff that.
Right.
So you could maybe like hang off the other side of the wall. You could try to hide behind one of those trees, but that's kind of lame in Hanna-Barbera.
Is this person like through like the door, or is he on the promenade with us?
Oh no, he's out in the open.
Okay. All right. Well, then I guess could I use my dash to get behind him so Tunguska can get flanking when he attacks?
You would take an attack of opportunity.
Dare
That's
to
fine.
believe in yourself, Zane.
All right.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Be what the guard cannot.
And I am going to use my portent to I was gonna say to give him a 10, but
That's fine.
yeah.
So,
basically the same.
Yeah, so he tries to swipe out at you as you get behind him. You can see like the poison glistening in droplets off of his rapier as it just barely misses your face. And you guys are now flanking him. Let's see. He is going to take his action. He's going to dash past Tunguska and go for the inspector. Tunguska, you can make an opportunity attack at disadvantage.
It's gonna be my great axe. So let's see here. 10.
Ooh.
Oh.
All right. So you try and
Inspiration. I'm gonna use my inspiration point.
okay.
Oh,
21.
Hey.
Still has disadvantage though.
Oh, I wouldn't have done that if I'd known that.
It's okay. I'll let you keep it.
Thank you.
Yeah. So you try and behead him with your axe, but he just kind of like limbo slides underneath it. And the inspector has been kind of caught off guard here.
He's got a
tries
+2 to AC. Sorry.
Great. He tries to take a swipe at his assailant with one of his sort of jagged blades where the edge is all sort of beat up and it looks more like a saw than a sword. And this assassin tries to make 2 attacks on him. They both have advantage because he is prone. Crit.
Ooh.
All right. They manage to pierce him right in the gut. And very quickly, all of the color drains from his face and he like loses consciousness. And then he says, he mutters something in Undercommon, the drow assassin, and with a pop, disappears again in a whiff of black smoke. You know that in Undercommon, he muttered, "The lot of you are next," to Agatha.
Oh.
And then he just kind of pops out of there.
Is the
Agatha,
inspector dead?
I think
Oh,
we
sorry.
need you.
Is the inspector dead? No, but the inspector is rapidly dying. He is at 0 hit points.
Gonna make a medicine check.
His
More-
eyelids are fluttering slightly, and his eyes are sort of rolled up in the back of his head.
I say, Moradin, yesterday or today you gave me your blessing. I ask you to bequeath it unto this unworthy man and bring it back from the brink of death.
I only rolled an 11 for medicine.
I'm gonna say that Tunguska, you can make a religion check, and Agatha can aid.
Okay.
All around you, people are gathering, and they're all of the guards, and one of them's just like, "We'll tap into the inspector," and then it's just like, and then one of them's like, "We never should have let him alone with these adventurers," and it seems like people are sort of gathering around. They have no intention of letting you guys escape here.
15 plus whatever aid I get.
Just a flat roll, or
I'll
sorry.
give you a D6 of aid.
Okay. If Moradin likes you then more than he likes me, I'm gonna be so mad.
Are you rolling it or am I rolling it?
Oh,
I
that's
thought
Agatha.
Oh, sorry. 4.
A 19.
Okay. So, it would appear that he has stopped seizing, but he is still unconscious. And Agatha, you hear in your head, "I've done my best for him, but that drow poison's some tricky business. I'm a god, not a miracle worker."
Fair enough. Spare the dying. Boop.
Okay, great. As you walk over to try and touch him with Spare the Dying, one of the guard who would wish to be an apple picker from before places himself between you and the inspector, and he's like, "Not a step further, I'm afraid."
I can help him.
I grab him and pick him up and say, "Are you crazy? She's trying to save him." And I just keep shaking him and shaking him and shaking him and shaking.
Oh,
I
I don't know
flash
if
my
that's a good
bully
idea.
symbol like a cop badge, and I
All right.
go down and just like.
Tunguska, that's
hand.
enough. Jeez.
All right. So you spare the dying. The unnatural pallor sort of recedes from his skin tone, and now he is just sort of like at rest. And they're all like, "What should we do? Would we put him in his office?" And one of them was like, "We've never been allowed in the office." And you hear a voice ring out among the commotion, "I'll take him. He needs to be in the protection of Castle Neverwinter at this point. There are drow assassins afoot, men. Look alive and return to your posts. This rubbernecking is likely to get a citizen killed." You see, do you guys know what Nathan Fillion looks like?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You see like a full Captain Hammer in plate armor.
Ah.
God, of course.
Nice.
And he just strides on up and he says, "Now, disperse, you gossips." And they're all like, "Okay." He's like, "Yes, I'll handle this. Now, you four. I know from my morning briefing with the inspector that he was in contact with you, but you were supposed to have left town."
Well, it's a good thing we did not, or he might not be alive right now.
And he says, well, we'll see about that when he wakes up. Aren't you the young lordling Marshfellow?
Yes. And what is it to you?
Well, this is, rude first, but second, This is a quite dangerous place for you to be, especially someone of your bearing. You all almost got killed there. If they weren't of such a single mind to take out the inspector as they were,
You're gonna
who's
take
to
us
say
out.
what would have
too.
happened to you?
We should be under your protection as well.
Says that may be that may possibly be arranged, but first, I'm sure that Lord Neverember would like to have a word and hear your recounting of this situation.
We'd be
Or
happy
we
to
could.
cooperate.
All right, very well. He says, I will deal with the inspector. The two of you, he says to the people who are guarding the stockades, call in your replacements and lead these people to the Lord's castle. And they do just that. They call in their replacements to stand at their posts, and they bring you into Castle Neverember. So Castle Neverember is much nicer than your family's hall, Zane. It's like a whole castle. And as you guys are walking through like this very grand, very high ceilinged hall, you guys hear the armored footsteps of the guards just sort of echo across the grand hall. And on the opposite end of the hall are some very majestic looking double doors with Lord Neverember's seal emblazoned upon them. So as you guys are brought into the hall, the guards are just like, my lord, we've brought 4 adventurers, the four that you requested to question. And he says, yes, very good. Now, I understand that you all have been making quite a lot of noise in my town over the last couple of days. Is that right?
I guess you could put it that way.
Yes.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Literally for some of us, yes.
It's fair.
Yes, well, first, the untimely passing of Lord Elthunder, and then the activity of the Bregendarth in this area has been flagrant, if anything. I don't like this style of disorder happening in my city, and you all seem to be a cause.
We are a symptom of the sickness, my lord.
Yes, but are you down with the sickness?
Hmm.
So,
I'm questioning that myself lately.
he says, I would request that you leave my fine city before anyone else falls victim to the Bregendarth or any more mysterious explosions. I had no love for Lord Elthunder, but all the same, the members of yes, we all say that too. We actually go Elthunder, Thundercats ho. But that's neither here nor there. You are bringing quite an uncomfortable amount of disorder into my city, and I would recommend, nay, I would mandate that you leave. There's only danger here for you, young Lord Marshfellow, and if I have to tell your sick and dying father that his son has passed, it's not a task that I would like to undertake.
I don't know if he would mind. I haven't spoken to him in a while.
He says, oh, well, from what I understand, he is, as they say, at the door of death.
I see.
Yes, it's been all the news and in the Lord's Alliance newsletter. It's quite a pretty bit of gossip.
Oh,
Many, it would appear, are vying for his seat, seeing as he has no proper heir to take over the throne.
Well,
Not since your exile, of course.
Well, I'm seeing to that. Be sure of it.
Oh, and how is that? Are you going to go on the warriors? Are you going to go on the hero's journey and come back a changed man? Is that what's going to happen? Which
As a
step
matter
are
of
you
fact-
on? How many of 8 have you completed, my friend?
I would say I'm about at 3, perhaps a 4. But that's, as you say, is neither here nor there. For I'm going to do whatever it takes to restore my honor and my father's and his name. And and you can put that in your newsletter.
He says, "Oh, I will, word for word. Isn't that right, Scribo?" And then you see like a goblin who's like scribing stuff down in the corner.
Uh-huh.
He's like transcribing this entire conversation.
Oh.
And he says, "Well, whatever great thing you intend to do it quickly, or some undeserving peasant shall take the seat. Not a literal peasant, a patrician, of course, but somewhat undeserving nonetheless. I've always been a good friend to your family, and I would hate to see their royal legacy dissolved."
And you think
Might as
this would be the safest thing for Zane to leave the city right now amongst all this chaos?
What,
You don't-
among the myriad drow assassins? I would venture to say so, yes.
If we stayed
How
and
far-
helped, it would protect him and it would help you.
Help me how?
I might be one of the few that can help you take Jarlaxle down.
And he says, Oh, I've read about you. You're his sidekick from about 2 centuries back. Is that not right?
Sidekick! That is fine. It's fine. Yes, I was his sidekick.
So, an insider, one of the few that knows what makes this man tick. He's quite a pain in my side, as he is so elusive. We've searched every last bit of the Winged Wyvern where we know that his goons like to reside, but we've found absolutely nothing. It's quite frustrating.
Well, you've found something now.
You?
Yes. And we can draw you a blueprint of how to get inside.
He says, very well, but what will you be able to do to be of use for me after you've done that? I'd still much prefer that you leave my town. People are in a state of disarray. They are fearing drow attacks on the streets, and I would dare say that even after we take down Jarlaxle, there will be another head of that Hydra to replace him. And
Yes.
your young Zane will be in danger.
Yes.
And you gotta cut it out from the roots, don't you? Can't just
And-
take out the head, you gotta take out the whole thing.
And how do you suggest I do that? The Bregan Darth have branches in Waterdeep, Luskan. I've even heard that they have one in Candlekeep. I have no jurisdiction to go into those places and just start burning and attacking.
Yes, but if you get rid of it in Neverwinter, you think they'll think twice about coming back here.
Can I just make an observation?
Yes.
The Ringing the Ard are not the main concern. Is somebody paying them? Who's paying them to kill Zane? That's what we could do for you.
That's right. Who is paying them? to
And
kill
we'll
them?
leave your city. You give us that information and we're out of here.
Give you that information. Are you assuming that I know who is paying these brigands to attack the nobles in my house? In my alliance?
Well, it's your house. You should know. If you don't, and you should find out. Because if they're causing that problem, they're probably causing another problem. And if you could tell us where that person is, we'll go take them out while you deal with the other stuff. King stuff.
Can I make an insight
Yes.
check?
King stuff. Yes, you can.
No, not one. No.
Mhm. Yeah, no, he's gone full poker face. You can see something behind his eyes, but you can't tell what. Now, and he says, "Yes, I have the inspector working on finding out who is paying the Bregan Darth. I'm not magic, you know. Quite literally, I'm not magic. So there's no way that I can just somehow divine and figure out whom is paying these drow.
Let us protect the captain until he wakes up. Then he can tell us what he knows. And then we'll leave."
So as he says this, Nathan Fillion runs into the room and he says, "My lord, it's terrible. The inspector has been slain." And he says, "I only looked away for 1 minute. These Bregendarth have gotten too bold by far. We must do something. I say, burn that whole building to the ground. He says, nonsense. If guards were to go burning buildings to the ground in broad daylight, there would be chaos in the streets.
And do it at night.
Well, a good
And don't have the
30%.
guards do it.
Well, a good 30% of our city is nocturnal. And then he snaps his head to you, Agatha. He says, what are you implying?
I'm saying don't have the guards do it. If you cut off the head of the Hydra, there's gonna be more that grow back. You gotta take the thing out from the roots. If you take it out in Neverwinter, you really think the people all the way in Boulder's Gate and Candlekeep and Waterdeep are gonna even think twice about coming up here, Lord Neverember?
Well, considering one of his footmen infiltrated my castle, I'd say it wouldn't be so hard for him to come after me as an act of petty revenge, if anything.
Then you gotta show your full force. Put your money where your mouth is, Lord Neverember.
Roll a persuasion check.
Oh, that's not gonna end well.
Oh, literal
I got
zero.
a 0, actually. 2 minus 2 is 0.
Great. So he says, wonderful. You want to stay and help me, do you? Well, then you can be the ones to burn down the Winged Wyvern and put an end to Jarlaxle. And if you were to somehow, I don't know, do the same for all of the other Bregendarth headquarters along the Sword Coast, I would make it worth your while. Lordships, land, titles. The Bregendarth have been a pain in my side for far too long.
Bacon.
Bacon, yes. Lots of bacon, my fine green friend.
And perhaps a good word with my father.
But mostly bacon.
Sure.
He says, I don't know what I could do to change the mind of such a stubborn old elf, but I will do something. Or try.
I would be happy to do it for free, my lord.
So, and he says, the sidekick shows his colors changed.
Yes.
And he says, it must be personal for you as well. Well, I won't look a gift horse in the mouth. And he says, but it won't be easy for you to travel around this city. It won't be easy for you to travel around this city with all of the commotion that's going on.
What are you suggesting?
Well, I'm just suggesting you don't get stuffed full of arrows before you even make it to their headquarters.
Yes.
That hurts a lot. I can tell you from personal experience. Out.
Literal personal experience.
You've got a little something.
Don't do it that way again.
And he says, well, if we have an understanding, go forth, and after you've done what we've discussed here, I would prefer that you leave my town.
That's
Very
fair.
well.
Okay, so how are you guys going to get to the Bregendarth headquarters? Castle Neverwinter sort of sits right at the north end of the city, overlooking the whole town.
Could we ask if they have any extra like guard outfits, or that perhaps we could? Because is it the fact that it's us walking through that's going to cause a commotion, or just walking through is difficult in general?
Well, I mean, yeah, you're a marked man, Zane.
It's true. I'm at least going to have to take my cloak off, but
Also,
If we-
Tunguska, not that I minded, but you bled all over Lord Neverember's, all over his carpet. You heal 11.
He says, how dare you? It's cashmere.
Oh, I didn't realize we were still there.
Uh,
Right behind her.
I
Yeah.
have issues with cashmere, Zane will tell you. Oh,
oh yes, they don't know how to treat such a fine material.
only the most refined of nobles can truly appreciate the complexity and depths of such a textile.
That's what I've been saying this whole time. Goodness.
Give me some furs any day.
And he says, the guards who brought you here will supply you with appropriately fitting guard uniforms. From there, you are more or less on your own.
I know
Wow.
Jarlaxle well. I know his old self, and I know that he hates being wrong and he hates to lose. But right now he thinks he's won. And he has in a way. He's killed the inspector. But what if the inspector wasn't dead?
Weekend at Bernie's? Weekend at Bernie's? Weekend at Bernie's?
Weekend at Bernie's? Yeah. I could disguise myself as the inspector as a trap.
Oh,
Ooh.
Oh,
I think that's wise.
It might be a risk, but it's one I'd be willing to take.
I don't like the idea of this.
Well, we'll back you up the whole time.
And then the guard that has been helping you don your armor is like, does that mean we're strapping you back out of this, sir? I've only been here for about 15 minutes, but if we're backpedaling on this one, I just wish you'd come up with this ingenious plan before I'd put your armor halfway on. You know, it's not easy.
You go ahead and take your break, son. I can help him take the armor off if need be.
And he just like shrugs. And he's just like, my tuna sandwich has probably made my whole lunchbox smell by now. And he just walks off.
That apple picker
Enjoy
guy.
it.
Yeah.
Oh. Wait, what's your name?
My name? It's Noel.
No.
Noel, the one who dreams of picking apples. It's not my last name. It's just what I like to call myself in my diary.
It's a great title, actually.
You should write a novel.
Would. Can't read. And he just walks off.
Oh,
Oh no. No.
And he goes off to enjoy his soggy tuna sandwich.
So
My
sad.
goodness. Oh no.
It's on cheap whole wheat bread. Just
Oh
for
no.
flavor. There you go. But yeah. So I guess Ominari is going to sort of make himself up to look like the inspector.
Oh, there he is.
Spitting image.
And the rest of us are guards.
And the rest of you are guards.
I'm gonna say I'm a little lower on my ability of spell casting than I would like. So
Oh.
we
Do
should
you
be a
wanna,
little
like-
cautious.
Do you want to take a rest?
I don't know how well, what time of day is it? It seems like we haven't done too much.
It is still like, it's like afternoon.
Oh jeepers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not totally depleted, so we're good. I was just worried.
Okay. But yeah, it's going to be sunset before you guys know it. Are you guys going to make haste and attack during the day while the drow are the most vulnerable? Or are you going to wait until night so you can cause less of a spectacle, but also the drow might be a little bit more alert?
Hmm.
Burn them
Nice.
down while they're all inside.
Oh, I didn't hear that, Tunguska.
Burn it down while they're all inside.
Okay, so daytime.
yes, daytime sounds good.
Okay. So you guys are just going to waltz on over there?
I say we should.
Yeah.
One of my favorite
way
dragon
this can
chess
go wrong.
players would see
No
the
way
trap
this
and
can
walk
go
into
wrong.
it anyway.
Great.
That player was me.
How
But-
are you guys going to? What's your plan for burning this town? I don't think any of you guys have any access to fire magics.
I have a sacred flame is radiant. I have heat metal, which can turn something white hot.
And do we have torches and such, or
You do, but it's a
Actually-
stone building.
oh right.
We might have to think of a plan.
Perhaps.
I can always rearrange my spells.
I mean, at the end of the day, the end result is just have Jarlaxle die.
Right. So
You don't
maybe
necessarily.
Yeah, maybe a metaphorical fire.
so yeah, maybe we should just try to make our way down there and see what we can do when we're in their base. Now that we know how to get there.
Good plan.
Thank you. That's I
Let's wing it.
figured.
Wing it.
Yeah. Yeah. Figure it out when we get there. That's a good plan.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys are going to, as they say, wing it.
Wing it away.
Next time we meet, next week, next Tuesday. And for all of you guys watching out there in Twitch land, in TV land, if you want to play Dungeons and Dragons with any of these fine people here, all you have to do is visit us at New York Society of Play and sign up for a private game. You and up to 4 of your closest homies could be DM'd upon by one of these fine players. Yeah, so that is all we have for today. I will see you all next week. We'll all be here. And yeah, we're signing off.
Bye.
Bye,
Hey
everyone.
guys, thanks for watching.
Yeah.
ya.
Bye.
Okay. Stop that.